I look completely crazy to the people that are driving here, but it's the first thing I noticed with this car. It's so ridiculous.
Look at this hero. Right-hand drive as well.
Now this morning it is a little bit grey, wet and miserable, kind of like the UK. And today I want to film the Bentley GT Speed. So if we look past the houses on the hills here to where the sun is glistening off the white powder of the snowy mountains up there, that is exactly where we are headed today.
Now this is what it is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Supercars of London. Welcome to Angeles Crest Highway, my favourite road in the entire world. And today we have driven 30 minutes outside of rainy Beverly Hills. I'll cut them some slack. It is their winter. It is Southern California, where they don't get that much rain anyway. I'm here and it's not raining, thank God, because I've got the Bentley Continental GT Speed. Now you're probably thinking, a Continental GT is not a mountain car, but considering this car weighs 2,273 kilograms, however, this is the Speed. Bentley have fiddled with this, added so much tech to it that makes it incredibly nimble on these roads, but then also so usable and versatile in the city. So we will end up in Beverly Hills doing a little car spotting just to show you some of the features, including the active rear wheel steer, which is incredible, so good for U-turns. Anyway, I'm gonna fix some GoPros up on this car, head in that direction, head towards the snow. Sadly, we can't get that far because it is the winter. They have closed the roads all the way up to the top, but we have got so much tarmac to play with. So 650 brake horsepower, let's go. Sport mode engaged on the Bentley Continental GT Speed. We've taken it out of comfort now that we have arrived at our destination, which is the most beautifully shaped road that carves our way up to the top of this incredible mountain. The reason why this is my favorite road, other than the visual things that you can see, is the shape of the corners. It's such a relaxing and therapeutic way of driving. It's the way that I enjoy driving the most. I'm not really a tight and twisty hairpin kind of guy when it comes to driving. I much prefer trying to maintain speed through the corners, trying to carry as much weight over the rear wheels as possible, keeping your foot on the throttle. There's something so satisfying about exiting the corner in a manner of speed that's similar to the way that you came in, and this road is the epitome of that. And then obviously you've got the incredible views as well. The Bentley Continental GT, as we know, is near on perfect. It is one of my dream cars. I've mentioned it in previous videos. It's a car that flies under the radar on this channel because of the amount of Lamborghinis and Ferraris and McLarens that feature. But the Continental GT is the one that I would have on my driveway and jump in on a daily basis, because from the inside and out, it is near on perfection. And what the GT Speed has done, considering that the Continental GT was already such a complete car, has enabled a much more performance-driven variation to this car, meaning that you can take it on roads like this and enjoy an exhilarating and thrilling drive that is getting the adrenaline pumping. I'm going to pull over because there is a car in front that's just on the brakes all of the time, and it is not enjoyable. So once we let him go, we'll crack on with the rest of the drive. Now, it's not just me that loves the Bentley Continental GT. Considering Bentley have made over 200,000 units in the history of the brand making cars, over 50% of them are Bentley Continental GTs. So you'd think not only are they successful, but Bentley are also pretty good at making them better so that people continue to buy the latest car. And with the GT Speed, there is so many clever little mechanics that are going on around the car that enable you to shed the weight up to 500 kilograms through a corner. It can handle like an 1,800 kilogram car, which is the same as the likes of a Lamborghini Murcielago. Is the only car that I know that hits that kind of weight bracket. But that's impressive, considering this car is a heavy brute. It's something that Bentley customers have demanded in the Continental GT. They want a more nimble car, and Bentley launched this car in the UK at Silverstone, so journalists could drive this car around the Formula 1 Grand Prix track. I did it. I had so much fun in this car. And inside, being able to grip this chunky steering wheel with the Alcantara around on the outside, it gives you that added textured feel to the connection of the drive as we're coming past some proper petrol heads, giving it some in BMW M2s, and here I am in a 200 Bentley Continental GT Speed. The brakes are so sharp. 2 more M2s, 3 M2s. The brakes, 4 M2s, no great, RS3 and 3 Series. I'm quite terrified of this corner now, the way that those guys were coming around. But the brakes on this are so sharp that if I really needed to slam on the brakes, it's got the largest production brakes on the planet. There goes my bag. In a similar vein to how the Tesla rips your face off in that direction, the brakes on this rip your face off in that direction. They are unbelievable. Something that is quite key when you consider how much this car weighs. Now that I've picked up all of my belongings from the passenger footwell, let me talk a little bit about what makes this car special, what makes it the Speed, because the Continental GT is already an incredibly capable performance GT, but this is far more nimble and much more like a super sports car when you put it into the sport mode. And that is because it has got a rear active steering system, which fundamentally 4-wheel steer. So as you're going through the corner, the car is also working from the back to help you out the other side, to carry more speed, and through the tighter corners, it means that you're more nimble. For example, if you're in the city, the turning circle on the GT Speed is seriously impressive, to the point where it basically turns on the spot. I look completely crazy to the people that are driving here, but it's the first thing I noticed with this car. It's so ridiculous, but so clever, which when you're pushing on, makes a lot of sense. However, I have driven quite a lot of high performance cars that have 4-wheel steer that don't feel natural or authentic to the car, especially as you start to push on. It feels a little bit weird. This is still quite planted. We've got a very clever anti-roll system. We've obviously got torque vectoring as well going to the wheels. And we've got an electronic limited slip diff, which I believe is also the first time in a Bentley Continental GT that it has that technology. So when you combine and merge all of that with the brakes, the power, the weight, you are able to feel like you're driving an 1800 kilogram car in a car that's 2200 kilograms. So it's incredibly clever from Bentley to be able to achieve that. And here's where I feel like they had an even bigger challenge. Not just shoving technology on the car, because that would actually pull away from the Bentley experience and not feel like a Continental GT in the slightest. So Bentley have spent hours, if not probably years, to develop this technology to feel, in a way, natural and Bentley-like. Because a Bentley customer will still want to have the Bentley experience of being able to drive this in a normal comfort setting and enjoy the Continental GT for what it is. But if you're up here, you can also push on and probably give the guys in the M2 and the M3s a real run for their money through the corners as well. It's an incredibly clever car, but what Bentley have done on top of it making a clever car to still make it feel like a Bentley is where I feel like the hardest challenge was, and they have achieved it like you wouldn't believe. This car wears the GT Speed badge with pride and honor. Let's head down the mountain now, get to Beverly Hills. Hopefully it's not raining, and what that means is when the rain stops, the supercars come out to play. I think it's fair to say that we have had a pretty solid day and time with the Bentley Continental GT Speed. It's the best variant of the Continental GT, which is the best version of a all-round daily drivable luxury Grand Tourer. So I've come out with the claim that this is the best car in the world, because I can't actually think of another car that does so many things, has so many qualities to it that are a 10 out of 10. I can't actually think of anything. And we've seen some pretty cool supercars in Beverly Hills as well, whilst we've been cruising around and enjoying the urban driving, the more relaxing side to the GT Speed. But starting up in the mountains this morning was firstly nostalgic, because I've been there a few times. I love it, and would live here in a heartbeat and spend most of my time up in that mountain. So the best way that I can summarize this video is I need to work harder, because I need to one day have the experience of ownership of the GT Speed. Right, my phone is ringing. I will see you soon, guys. Make sure you head into the link in the description to check out everything that I've been getting up to here in California. I will see you soon. Take care. Goodbye.